What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan Man, coming to you with another great conversation piece on today. And before we get started, I want to thank you for joining me here on RMT. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today, we're going to talk about waiting until payday. Yes, indeed, wait until payday. Yeah, I got to wait till I get my check before I can get this done. I can pay these bills. I can get those new tires. Or even I can put some gas in my car. I gotta wait till payday. I can't do it right now. And so a lot of us have been there, even myself. I can't wait till I get paid. And so also I want to talk about not only waiting till you get paid and your budget and discipline, also it's a payday on the good and the bad things that you do. Yeah, the good and the bad things you do. So if you putting out that bad energy and the things that you are doing are going to bring forth the payday that you might not want. And a lot of our youth are going through that right now. Some of the things that they're doing or they have done, you might be in the wrong place. You might do some things to somebody else might cause you to lose your life not only to the grave but also to the jail cell. And then you got moms on each side that's losing on both ends. One losing the child to the grave, one losing their child to the jail. But it's a payday off the things that we do, and we don't think that we should have consequences. It works both ways. But let's talk about on the negative for 1 second. Let's talk about the bad, which a lot of people don't like to get to first, but let's talk about the bad. Think about this. Let's go with money. If you are not budgeting your money and you live in paycheck to paycheck and you just can't seem to get ahead, but you burning through your money, making bad decisions, but you expect good to come from that, or you expect when you get your check, your bank account in the negative, and your money already half of your money or some of your money is going towards the negative that's in your account to bring it back current, or you're not doing what you need to do. You have to call in to work because you ain't got no gas to get to work. Because you spending your money on going out to eat, or you spending your money on something that's unnecessary that you don't even have. You might be buying some shoes, buying some Jordans, or buying the latest phone, or buying something that you really don't even need. So you're spending that money on things, and now that you made the bad choices, you expecting good things to come. But you do have a payday coming. And with that payday, you're going to get the consequences of the bad decisions that you made. And that's the negative account. You're not having enough money that might not cover your bills. So you might be robbing Peter to pay Paul again and end up in the same situation. And so we try to focus and make it seem like what we doing is not that bad. So since I done put it in my head and I done made myself delusional about the bad stuff that I'm doing, of course I don't have to suffer those consequences that come with it, right? Of course I don't. Cause what I'm doing is not that bad. What I did was not that bad. Right? So when the consequences become a reality to us, we take it like, nah, well, I don't need to change. I might need to, nah, I ain't do nothing wrong this time. It was just a one-off thing. But when a one-off thing start to turn into a habit, then that starts to turn into a lifestyle, then you constantly making bad decisions. And bad decisions, even though you thinking, hey, listen, I can go out here. I can live any type of life that I want to live. You want to go out here, you want to sell drugs, you want to scam, you want to get into a lane that you're not ready for. Some of us tone guns, some of us even going sleeping with other guys, women, their girlfriend or their wife. We put ourselves in these dangerous situations because it's exciting. It gets your adrenaline pumping to go out and sleep with another man's wife or sleep with his girlfriend. Yeah, I got this power over her. Even though she was with him, I get her to come have sex with me or chill with me anytime she want to. Even though I can get on the computer and I can scam Um, I can run this scam. Let's do this cash out or take this to your bank account. You can do different things to come up real fast and get this amount of money. But then when the consequences come behind it, that you end up getting scammed or it don't fall through the way that you want to fall through, you get upset. And playing the dangerous game of going out there and doing some of the things, you can lose your life, young man. You can lose your life. And when you lose your life, it ain't no coming back from that. I don't care how many books and stories that you read, ain't no coming back. You only get one time on this side. You only get one ride. And you better make the best of it and you better make good decisions when you on this side. Am I saying ain't no bad things or you're not going to have no bad decisions that you make? Yes. But I'm saying don't let that turn into a habit, then potentially turn into a lifestyle off the bad decisions. See, society will make us feel like being a man is this macho image, this gangster, especially for black men. Yeah, they want you to be gangster. They want you to be the stereotypical black man when they see you. So if whatever's in style, whatever's image that they putting out, when you portray that, they want you to get the consequences for portraying the image that you see, and they feed that to us. Yeah, they feed that to us through our movies, through videos, through social media, through using other people, actors and influencers, in order to feed that image to us, so we can end up suffering the consequences behind stuff that they don't even do. That's including the rappers, the influencers, all those different people. And so when we get to the point where we start to suffer our children and we start to see the consequences behind the decisions that we made, we be like, dang, I wasn't expecting that to pan out or that payback to come back like that. But yeah, that's a payday. So if I go out and I act a certain type of way, and my daughter see this type of image of a man, running the household, he drinking, beating on his wife, cussing her out, treating her any type of way, sleeping with other women. They're constantly seeing chaos and they're constantly seeing conflict. So they gonna think that's the way that they should operate in. So even if I change my life, if they have been raised to see that majority of their life, and now they come and they start to get into relationships, and what they gonna think? Hey, maybe I should get a guy that beat on me. Maybe I should get a guy that's out here that's living fast and might not live that long. I get a child by him. So now that's a payday for me for not doing what I have to do as a father and not having that influence or even showing them. Now sometimes you can do everything right and they still go out there and do it. But I'm just saying, if I'm the one that's putting it out there and I put all that into their life, let them see all that, now I got to deal with the consequences that come behind it for them as well. And not only them, but I have to see them go through a lot of stuff that they could have avoided. They could have avoided. But now I'm getting it back. And it's a lot of, and let's be honest, it's a lot of young men that's out there suffering because they've been through those consequences. They didn't have a father figure there to show them this what you don't supposed to do. And some of the father figures was rooting on the bad behavior. Then when they end up losing their life, when they end up going to jail, everybody will feel sorry for that young man, which my heart do go out to that young man. But sometimes the way that they was brought up has such a big influence on their life that when they go out there, they don't know nothing better. They don't know how to do nothing better. They don't know how to be a man. They don't know how to be a husband. They don't know how to be a father because those are things that they haven't been shown. We just expect, okay, he came out the household, he should be ready to be a man. Not if you haven't been taught the proper lessons on how to do it. How you expect somebody that don't know how to read, haven't been taught how to read, and you give them a book and tell them to read this? They're not going to read it. They're not going to be able to read it. They might be trying to sound out a couple of words, But if they haven't never been taught how to read, if they don't have a grasp of the vocabulary words or even the alphabet on how they sound and put the words together, how you expect them to go out there and read a book, even if it's from kindergarten all the way to the collegiate level, how would they be able to read? And they haven't been taught. So we expect these young men to go out here and be a man and do all the right things, and they haven't been taught how to do it. If I've been taught since I was younger that scamming, fast money, drinking, being with multiple women, you're not a man if you're not sleeping with all these different women. If I've been taught that my whole life, what you expect when I get out here and I get older? That's what I'm gonna do because that's what I've been taught and that's what I know. But sometimes they don't see the consequences behind it. Sometimes they do see the consequences behind it. But if that's what all I've been taught, how do I know what to do to change what I'm doing? What if I don't know nobody that's doing the right thing? And even if I start to do the right thing, guess what? They gonna consider me as being corny. Are you a lame? That ain't cool. They actually think that it's cool not to take care of your child. I look at what's his name? Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards in the news. He paid this woman amount of money, a couple of million. I don't know how many millions of dollars he paid this lady in order to not be in his child's life. This is a black child now that's going without a father. But at the same time, with Shador and Shiloh and their father being in their life, it's a bad thing. LeVar being in his three sons' life is a bad thing. Kyrie daddy being in his life is a bad thing. LeBron being in his son's life, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing when the black man is stepping up and making sure that their child is taken care of. It's a bad thing. But y'all are root for Anthony Edwards after he took and didn't want to be in a black child's life. Not that you have any. Now he the one that went out there. Now he got a. Now his payday came because he had to pay for what he did. Did nobody force him to go out there and sleep with that woman unprotected? Did nobody tell him that he had to go do that? But he went out there and did it because do I knock he is responsible for what he did. Don't get me wrong. I don't know his upbringing, so I can't say. But part of society that tells a black man, don't worry about no family, sleep with as many black women as you can, impregnate them, and leave them out here because the government will take care of them. Don't worry about it. We'll just put you on child support. You can go on about your business and let these children not grow up. They just have that feminine side. They just have that mother side with them. That's it. That's it. So now that they just living with their mothers and they only getting their energy from their mom and they need their dad there, and we deprive them. When you deprive them of something that they need, they're going to go lacking when they go out here. So what do we expect? So now that we got guys that don't want to be fathers, you got guys that don't want to be in their child's life, how can you get upset about it when that's something that you created? That's the payday that we get back. That's the payday that we waiting for. And let's be honest, some women out there waiting on the payday of their son making it to the NBA or making it to the NFL or making it big to make sure that they take care of the family. Make sure they take care of the family. It's a child out there right now, man, woman, black, white, whatever race you might be, wherever you might come from. This is the golden child. This is the child that's gonna make it, and we gonna lean on this child to make sure all of us be able to get out the hood on their dime, on their talent. They gonna help us get out of our situation. Waiting for that big payday from this person. We got to the point where now we want large payouts so much. We don't want to have discipline to be able to save money and work principle to be able to get to a point where we can pay for different things. We just want to rush and get, let's say we get $50,000 or get $100,000. I'd rather get that lick than take $500 and put that back a month. Take out of my check $100 a week, or every time I get paid, put back $100 and build it up to that point. I'd rather get it all at once because that take discipline and time in order to do that. And we don't want to do that. We want to get it right now. We want to get our payday right now. I want my payday immediately. Immediately, I want my payday. Why do I have to wait? Why do I have to wait to get the things that I want? And see, but just think about this. Nothing no good lasts long. But everything that's good, everything that's worth waiting for is well appreciated when you get it. See, one thing one lesson that my dad taught me was growing up was like when I was younger and when my mom passed away, I got my mom car, right? So I didn't have to pay any money for it at the time. The insurance was covered and everything. So I got in the car. I took care of it, make sure I had gas and the oil was changed. But it was like I ain't really appreciate it because I ain't know what I really had. So I had an accident. I tore the car up, man. Being foolish, doing some dumb things, trying to burn rubber. And when it's wet out, it just got through rain and there's water everywhere. I'm trying to burn rubber and spin and do donuts. And I hit an embankment and tore the car up. Tore the car up. Total. So now I don't have a car. I got to save up my money. And when I didn't have no money, so at the time, my dad got me another car. So I had to pay him back every time I got paid in order to pay him back. And I think at the time, I'm aging myself a little bit. The car that we bought was like maybe 15. I'd say probably about $1,100. No, it was $900 for the car. My daddy charged me for the getting the license plates on it, getting it registered, and any minor work that need done to it. So that was probably a total about $1,100 to $1,200, give or take. All right, so me, I'm working at a grocery store. I might be getting paid $150 a week. I gotta give him $100 a week. Now I got this $50. So that right there created a discipline in me that I gotta give him $100 for almost 3 months, and I gotta live off 50. So I got gas that I gotta put in here. Plus I gotta put a little something back for my insurance that I gotta, pay for now. And so that right there made me appreciate and take care of that car better because not only I lost what I had that was free, that was getting me around doing everything I need to do, but I ain't appreciate it. But now it's something that I had to pay for. So I had to wait every payday to get his money up. But I willingly gave the money up because I appreciate and I value what I had now. Don't wait until you lose something in order to appreciate what you have now. Some of us got good women. You got a good girlfriend, you got a good wife, and at the time you too busy looking on the outside. Cause and let me kind of put this together. When you get paid, you have a good feeling. You got money in your pocket or whatever. You got a good feeling. But you gotta pay bills, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta be responsible with it. Or you can blow it and you're gonna probably have to borrow something from somebody else. They're gonna be talking about you. Why some people might help you out and be cool, but they talking about you, hey, you need some money again and this and that. But just imagine that you lose that good woman. You lose her just because you want to go out real quick and do something. And then just think about this, because guys so crazy now. You go out there with your woman, you go out there and mess with somebody else, you can lose your life. These guys super jealous. They'll kill you over their woman. They will leave. You will be gone if you messing with that woman. Yes. Or just think about this. You might get a disease that you can't get rid of. And you might take it home. And you gotta live the rest of your life with that. Taking medicine and doing whatever it takes to continue to live. And that right there, that's a payday. Because now you paying for the consequences that you done. Now you got to deal with that. Now you got to deal with that. And it's tough dealing with your consequences and sitting there and learning your lesson. We can be so arrogant within our ways that we never learn our lesson, so we continue to go through different things because we do not want to humble ourselves and accept the consequences of what we did and be honest and say we was wrong. The ego can get in the way so much and have you delusional, think that you can handle everything, and it ain't your fault that nothing happened, and you'll end up going down slowly. Continue to go down, go down, go down till you almost rock bottom. And you can't get back up. You can still get up, but the ego gonna be bruised. But I tell y'all this, that you don't have to sow out bad things all the time. Some of the young men that might be watching this, man, I'm gonna tell you this. You don't have to get away from those guys. You're gonna have to get away from those females. You might have to log off social media for a little bit. You might have to talk to somebody that you can trust. Find a man that's actually doing what you need to be, what you need to get done. You ain't got to tell them all your personal business. You just don't know how to do it. You just don't know how to be a man. You didn't come from a situation where people taught you how to save your money, or people taught you how to save your bills. To pay your bills, or people taught you um, how to file your taxes, or they teach you about 401k, or they taught you about stock, or they taught you about real estate investments. They might not taught you all those things. You might not know any of that, and that's okay. But they might have taught you those other things, and a lot of those other things you have to learn how to leave them alone and learn something new. But it takes time. Don't let this internet rush you and think that everything's supposed to come to you and you just come automatic. It's just overnight, everything happening. And that what gets you to the point where you feel like you got to rush. And then when you're not getting there as fast as everybody, you think about doing something illegal in order to get there so you can look the way that everybody else looking. You can do the things that everybody else doing. And when you rush to get there so fast and you get there and you enjoying it, it'll go so fast because you got there, but you can't enjoy it because you might be looking over your back. You might realize, okay, I might end up doing some time for this, but I'm going to live fast for these next 2 years. I'm going to live fast for this year. I'm going to live fast for this 6 months, but you're going to lose 15 years of your life. You're going to lose 30 years of your life. You're going to lose time out of your life or actually lose your life just to live fast for these next 6 months or this next year. And it's not worth it. A lot of guys will lie to you, say, yeah, man, they got all these old hood stories about how they had this and they did this and they did that. What do they have now? That guy that was working at the store, that he worked at this store 30 plus years, got a little house, got a little car, got a little money saved, ain't got to watch over his back. He might not have the same stories that the guys that was out here doing what they was doing. He might not have that. He might not have the old hood stories. He might not have that. But he was consistent, and now he can live the type of life that he want to live, that when he got older, now he can sit back and chill. When a lot of those other guys, they don't have that. It might have got took. They might have to reset and restart over and change their life. It's a lot of guys out there that did that and went to jail, came back, changed their life for the better. Yes. But sometimes we already plant them seeds in the next generation that it start to grow and sprout inside of them, and they have to go through their own growing pains before they can really learn. Because you taught them that, and now that you done changed, why they gonna listen to you? You did the same thing that I did. How you gonna tell me you did the same thing that I did? Even though you done changed, you did the same thing that I did. But it's always gonna be a payday to the good or the bad that you do. I just want you to think about that. Just take a couple of seconds next time you think about doing anything negative. Just think about your life. Think about the people that'll be hurting if you no longer actually here or if you locked up. People gonna hurt either way if you're not here. How your child gonna be protected? How your mother gonna be protected? Who gonna take care of your mom like you take care of your mom? Who gonna take care of your family the way you take care of your family if you're not here and you're not making wise decisions? How you think that they gonna feel when you gone? How they gonna be hurt, or it's gonna be somebody there that's trying to take advantage of them being vulnerable because you're not here anymore? Think about that for a second, man, before you make that decision. Let's think about that a couple of seconds before you do that. Let's think about it. Any decision that you make, take a couple of seconds to think about that before you do it. Because it could cost you everything. Because it's always going to be a payday. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. And also, if y'all want to holler at me socially, that's Stanley Nash Jr., Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Also, Real Man Talk Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If there's anything that you want to hear me speak about, you can hit me in an inbox on any one of those pages or drop a comment below. Also, if there's any guests that you want to see on here, you can drop a comment in here or inbox me on any of those platforms. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.